Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be talking about the house of Mancera. We're gonna be reviewing this joint right here. It's called Hindu Kush. Now this is an interesting one. Before we get into it, let me just briefly go through the presentation. They come in these little pouches, put the fragrance in here, to travel with it and whatnot. And this is how the boxes look. If you bought one Mancera, you know how all the boxes look. All the pouches and the boxes are the same. Only thing that differs is the color palettes, right? Now the bottles themselves are a little more interesting because they are different. This bottle, for example, all of them will have the same shape, but they will have different color caps and they will have different stickers. This is a square sticker, for example. Then there's some that have a long sticker like that, and there's some that the bottles themselves are a different color and the cap will be a different color. So there's different lines. Like there's the Oud line that all has long stickers like that. And this line, I don't know what you would call this line, but they all have this square this way. These all look kind of the same color sticker, same color bottle and top. So anyways, this one was very interesting. It's like, this one really speaks to me. I really enjoy it. Can you get compliments from this one? Yeah, you could get compliments. In my opinion, I could put some compliments, but it's not your typical mass appealing compliment getter, right? It walks its own path. It just does its own thing. And it's not like your niche where it's really out there and challenging. I find this easy to wear in my opinion. Alright, let's show off the sprayer. This is the magnetic cap, so it has those new sprayers. On the camera, these look real nice. Look, a huge mist. Some of it got in my eye. Yeah, so this smells real good and it's fresh. And you definitely get that Mancera vibe right away on the opening when you spray it. I spray my hand a little. Right now I got kind of that alcohol. The longer you hold it like that, you start getting that alcohol smell. It's not a bad thing to me. That means almost nothing. So you let it settle in. You get that Mancera kick right from the beginning. And what you get is it's a fresh fragrance, right? You get fresh incensey. That's what I got the first times I tried it. I was like, what else am I picking up? It's more complex than that. But that's just the things I could kind of pick out, right? So I checked out the notes. Wore it, like I said, 3 times already. The last day, checked the notes, applied it, and then now I know kind of what smells to look out for, right? So right away from the opening, you get some white musk, which is what's giving it that freshness, that fresh, clean take. It's there all the way through to the end. That stays pretty much the whole way through. The opening, you get that incensey smell. It's not very heavy or smoky or anything like that. Get some light woods. They're also there pretty much almost from the opening. And you get that cannabis note. And I ain't even gonna front. The main thing I picked it up for, that name piqued my interest. I was like, Hindu Kush, like, let me see what's their take on this, because of the name. So it has a cannabis note. And you get it right away from the opening. If you ever been to concerts or the dispensaries, they have these weed candies like hard candy or lollipops and so forth that are from cannabis. So, there's kind of a difference between the cannabis and the actual, like, once it's weed, there's 2 different smells, is what I'm getting at. So this definitely smells like the cannabis, right? Like closer to what the leaves would be than when you're smoking and it's out in the air at your concert shows, right? So you get that note. And it does come off a lot like the candy, and the candy itself is synthetic, it's hard candy and whatnot, right? So take that for what you will as far as how natural it smells. I haven't smelled the actual real thing in so long, right? So I wouldn't even remember. So anyways, but I have smelled like in the dispensaries and stuff, the candies, and it does give me that vibe of that cannabis note. Again, with the incensey notes. So it has a bit of sweetness to it. I was thinking if it was the cannabis, and what I think it is it has amber way at the base, right? So I think that's what's giving it that sweetness, but it never actually smells like amber though, but it has a sweet take. So yeah, this is one of those fragrances that for me it's a little bit hard to describe. I mean, it's basic, yet at the same time it's kind of complex and interesting, right? Like I said, it's not like your niche fragrances that's really out there and can be challenging, because I find this easy to wear, not challenging at all. But it's not basic. Like it got things going on, right? So you're gonna get the cannabis, the woodsy notes. That's kind of the majority of the fragrance is what you get, along with the freshness, right? Towards the end of the fragrance, those notes start kind of fizzling out, and what you're left with is some of the woodsy notes, but mainly the amber and the musky smell, right? So the amber here, it's not very strong. Like I said, it's just there to kind of hold everything together. It's always very much in the background, but it does add an interesting twist to it. It makes it somewhat different because it gives it a little bit of sweetness, right? The projection on this is the performance in general. It's a bit tricky with this one because sometimes I feel like it's very soft, delicate as far as the projection. And then when I'm running around doing things or moving around, it amps up. I'm like, whoa, like I'm really picking up on this right now. I'm really getting strong whiffs. And this, like I said, I've only worn it a few times. So this is going to be chalked up to two things. Because there's some fragrances, when you're out in the sun and you wear them in the summer, you could be sitting around doing nothing. As long as the sun's hitting you with that heat, they really project, they get coin, they really get a lot stronger because of whatever ingredients are in them, right? Or even if you're moving around doing things with your body heat, they get stronger. And then there's some that is just the more you move, right? The sillage, it's leaving a scent trail in the air, so you're smelling it everywhere because you're moving around everywhere. So I don't know if it's because when I start moving around a lot, there's a sillage all over the air, or if it's just like, maybe it's picking up on the body heat and it amps up. Now, don't get it twisted. This does not mean it's some beast mode fragrance, right? At no point is it beast mode like a Dior Sauvage or one of those heavy oud or rose fragrances. It's never strong like that. But what I'm saying is once you start moving around, it does get stronger, right? It starts feeling like I just applied it, like it's still, at its peak. Now the longevity is kind of gonna depend on how much you spray and whatnot, right? And how the weather and all that stuff. So me, these few times I wore it, also the projection, like I said, it gets tricky. Sometimes I smell it, sometimes I don't. So it's kind of tricky to know when it's still there and not. I could comfortably say you get at least 6 hours because I know the times I wore it, when I'm at the 5 or 6 hour mark, I still smell it. It comes and goes, like I said. But that's around the point where I tell you that I just kind of pick up on around the 6 hour mark. Or 5 hours, maybe around there. You start just getting that amber with the musky smell, right? And then maybe a little bit of the incense. But I don't get the cannabis note anymore. So yeah, I say at least 6 hours is what you're going to get from this. It's not going to be for everybody. It's going to depend on your taste. Like I said, it's not challenging, but some people might not like these type of fragrances. It's light and almost translucent. It's not a heavy fragrance at all. It's the same as how your citrusy scents are. Not that it smells citrusy, but I mean, you know how they're light and translucent. They're not heavy, dense fragrances. That's how this is. So yeah, like I said, I really enjoyed it. It's something I could definitely, if I didn't have so many fragrances, something I'd definitely just be wearing every day. If you're just looking to have just a few fragrances in your collection and you want one that's slightly different from your Dalian Blue, your Blue de Chanel, you want one that's just a little different but not too crazy, not anything, too out there, this would be a nice change of pace to just kind of experiment with something slightly different, right? So yeah, I think that's about all I got to say about this one. If you guys have checked it out, let me know in the comment section down below if you guys enjoyed it or what was your take from it. And other than that, hopefully you just hit that like button. It helps out the channel, helps out the algorithm. Also, if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That will notify you on your feed next time my next video drops. And other than that, I'd just like to thank you guys for taking some time out of your day to hear me talk fragrances a little bit. And I'll check you guys out next time.